Hi there, Dr. Rajiv Iyer here from IMG Secrets, bringing with the experience of helping hundreds of international medical graduates like you with your career. In this video, I'm going to tell you in a simple way how you can pursue postgraduate training in Canada. Keep watching till the end. I'm going to share some bonus tips for you, and let's do this together. The entire path of doing a postgraduate training in Canada can be extremely complex and confusing. So let's break this down step by step. To begin with, the basic eligibility criteria. Now, Canada requires you be either a Canadian permanent resident or a citizen to apply for residency in Canada. Why? I'm not sure, but it is what they want. The other basic requirement is that your medical school or medical college must be recognized by World Health Organization. To check this, we do have a free website called wdoms.org, and you can see on my screen, you can click on search the medical directory, and the next thing is you can either search for your country, your city, or directly by your medical college. I'll take the example of my own medical college in Bangalore. Now I'm going to look for city and then look for the medical college. You see the details of everything about my medical college, and then you go to this tab called sponsor note. There is a tab from Medical Council of Canada. This is a very basic requirement in order for you to get a license in Canada once you get a position. Just post in the comments below, are you someone who is looking into doing a post-graduation training in Canada? Just say a plain yes or no in the comments below so I know exactly where you're coming from. Alright, on to the next criteria. Now, Canada requires you to write a few exams. In the past, there used to be an exam called Medical Council of Canada Evaluating Exams, or MCCEE. Thankfully, they got rid of this exam. I unfortunately had written this exam. The other exam you need is called an MCCQE1. They did get rid of an exam called MCCQE2, but rather they do have an OSCE based exam called NAC, National Assessment Collaborative. So bottom line, you finish two exams, MCCQE1 and the NAC OSCE exam. The requirements do not end here. The Canadian provinces expect you to finish some province specific requirements in order for you to be eligible to apply for residency matching. Why do they make it so complicated? I have no idea. Now, one of the questions we commonly get is, how about I have USMLE, and is it something I can use to apply for residency in Canada? Currently, the only province that does take USMLE is Nova Scotia, but it's a bit risky if you have USMLE to trust only in Nova Scotia, but rather if you have USMLE, I strongly encourage you to apply for residency programs in the US where there are more IMGs who can match every year. It still doesn't stop here. Now, Canada again expects you to do a test called a CASPER test, and for certain specialties they have additional requirements. Oof, it's just so complex. And you're supposed to obtain a medical identification number of Canada. Alright, fantastic. You're through with all this, and now it's the time to apply for residency matching. The residency match application goes through a website called CaRMS, Canadian Residency Matching Services. The website usually opens the end of August to early September, typically every year, for the residency cycle that starts the next July. For example, if you're looking at August or September of 2025, then you're looking into a residency match cycle that opens July 1 of 2026. Alright, so you create a profile on the website and you start uploading all your documents. I highly recommend you be prepared with all your documents even before the cycle opens. This is because there is only a few weeks by which time the program starts looking at the applicants, and they would start calling the top-notch candidates for interviews early on. So you want to be early on in the cycle. Now, what are the things you need to be prepared of? Have a fantastic professionally made CV. Have a nicely written personal statements. Be prepared with your letter of recommendations. Be ready to write all your accomplishments. So I classify this as three different buckets. One is your clinical experience. The second is any research experience. The third thing is educational experience. Highlight all this. Showcase that you're an outstanding candidate. So the program director or the program who's reviewing your application gets really enticed to call you for an interview. If you're still not sure how to go about this application, you can always reach to us on our website, imgsecrets.com, and seek an appointment with me or one of our experts, and we will be more than happy to guide you through all the aspects of your application. Alright, you have submitted your application. The program is reviewing your application. They decide you're an outstanding candidate and let's call you for an interview. Yes, the interview would be the next step. Now remember, typically they call a lot more candidates than they have the number of spots, because they still filter out the final number of applicants for the actual match process. So you really have to do well on your interview. All right, the interview is done. The program really likes you and they send you an offer letter saying you have been selected to a residency match in that particular hospital. This is the most exciting phase and everybody is looking forward to that message that they've been matched into a program. And if you're that candidate, congratulations, you've done it. If you're still not there, don't worry, keep working towards your goal and there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm sure with persistent effort, perseverance and the right direction, you can achieve your goals. The next step is transitioning to that particular city. Visa is something you do not have to worry about because you're already technically a Canadian permanent resident or a Canadian citizen. However, the thing you would need is a training license from that particular province where you're going to practice. You would apply for a license to the province and the province will issue a training license based on which you would continue functioning as a resident or a PG in Canada. Making sense so far? So once you get into the residency, you finish X number of years based on what your specialization is. For example, for family medicine, it's 2 years. For anesthesiology, it is 5 years. So once you're through this, unless you don't create any major problems during residency, you'll be done. And once you're done, you write the exit exams and voila, you're now a fully functioning consultant in Canada with an independent license to practice. How exciting this is. Of course, if this is still confusing, we're here for you. You can go to our website, imgsecrets.com, from where you can book an appointment with one of our experts and we will be more than happy to guide you through the process. And we do have the option of offering you support until you actually become successful with your position. Next, I encourage you to check this out as you're thinking about doing your postgraduate training in Canada. I have broken down the cost of each of these steps. Any questions, do post in the comments below. We'll try to get back to you as soon as possible because we understand how critical it is for you to know the answers to your questions. Take care, stay safe. I will talk to you soon.